University of Liverpool.
Please be seated. Thank you. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates open. Welcome everybody. Hello, I'm Chris Sanderson. I'm Postgraduate Dean for the Faculty of Health and Life Sciences and Presiding Officer for this graduation, for your graduation. Better late than never. Never mind. So, as you can see, we're not totally back to normal yet. We're not in the Philharmonic, but in many ways, this is nicer. We're smaller, we're friendlier, it will be shorter. So you will not be clapping for an hour and a half. When we get to the main event, it's probably about half an hour. But it is a chance, you know, given the sort of gap that there's been since you finished, it's a fantastic chance for you to get together and meet old friends. And remember, you're surrounded by friends today. So just relax, enjoy, and I'm sure it'll be a great day. Okay? It's always a pleasure for me when I'm teaching, supervising students, and seeing them develop throughout the years. But today is a privilege to be able to be in charge of this graduation ceremony, see you graduate, share that time with friends and family, and with some staff who helped you through during your time in Liverpool. So it's a special day, and I'm sure we'll all enjoy it. As you can tell, it's a long time since I graduated. But I can still remember that feeling of achievement, of pride, that you will be feeling today. But to be honest, I had it easy. I just had to do my degree, whereas you had to deal with COVID, and the pandemic hit while you were studying. And so, you know, your achievements, you got through, you know, you adapted, you managed, you got through, and you should be congratulated for that achievement in the face of adversity. So, today will be a day of mixed emotions. Some of you, many of you, will already have finished your time at university. Many of your parents will probably have breathed a sigh of relief because they think you're going to go out and earn lots of money. I will say to those parents, don't get too excited yet. Speaking from experience, I'm absolutely sure that they will all go on to great things, but somehow you'll still end up paying for the phone. You'll still end up paying for the car and probably the rent. But they're worth it in the end. So, we have with us today undergraduates from the amazing program, Biological Sciences. And we have masters and PhD students from programs across our portfolio of life science programs. So it's wonderful to see you all here today. If we start with our undergraduates, what I will say is you will know, as students, you will know that this course, the biological science course, is quite unique. And that's partly due to the fact the wonderful Dr. Floyd. But also, you know, that course attracts really good students. And those students go on to get really good grades. And in fact, they tend to hoover up most of the awards that we give at the end of the degrees for outstanding performance and achievement. It's a little bit greedy, but it tends to be the case that this course generates really good students. I think there's another reason why that course is particularly unique. And that's because it allows the students to find the area of science, biology, that they're interested in. And that, you know, when students leave sixth form and come to university, they often don't know what they're interested in. And it could be cancer, it could be infection, evolution, biovets. You don't know until you're exposed to it. And I think this course gives the students an opportunity to find what they're interested in. And then once they commit to that, the sky is the limit. And I think that's why the students on this course go on to get really good grades, but then go on to really good careers as well afterwards. And I know from this cohort that we have here today, there are people who've already gone into exciting careers. We have students who got into really competitive courses like the NHS graduate management scheme. Students have gone on into medicine. Students working for Public Health England. Several have gone into industry, and also, even into banking and finance, and that's fantastic, actually. So, whatever you're doing, I'm sure that now you have the skills and the qualities to succeed, and I'm sure that you will go on to make important contributions to the challenges that face society. I'm particularly pleased that quite a lot of you have chosen to stay on and study and do master's and PhD programs. And a lot of you have actually decided to stay in Liverpool, which is wonderful. We like that, okay? But other ones have chosen to go to other universities, and that's an opportunity as well. You should remember, all of you, that your degree is not just a qualification. It is a ticket, a passport that will open doors around the world, and you should take advantage of that. So, one other thing. Whether you're an undergraduate or a postgraduate, remember, never stop learning. There's always something new to learn, and you can always improve. So that's an important message to take away with you today. So, if we turn to our postgraduate students, I think more than anybody else, you will have been affected by COVID and the pandemic. Labs were closed, only restricted access, even when they reopened. So you will have had to rethink right at the end, replan your projects. You'd have to be super organized to squeeze the new planned projects into limited lab time, limited access. You may even, most likely, will have been forced to learn techniques and approaches that you never intended to do, such as bioinformatics, computer programming, advanced stats. And together with your supervisors, you probably had to learn those from scratch. But together with your supervisors, you did, and you succeeded. So that's fantastic. But that adaptability, the resilience, will be really important as you go forward into your future careers. So today, it's all about you and your success during your time in Liverpool, but it's also a time to reflect on future aspirations and your plans. So we never really know in science what the future challenges will be, but I'm sure even from the work that you've done so far, you will have provided new insight into important scientific questions, and other people will come along and build on those results, and that will lead to real impact in areas of medicine and biological research. And that's why research is really, magical. That feeling of discovery when your experiment works, when your result tells you that your idea was correct, or even more exciting actually, when you get a result you weren't expecting at all. And that feeling really never goes away. That's why we do research. That feeling of discovery is so important. Now, obviously, experiments don't always work. And that's an important part of research too. Fortunately, we tend to be stubborn. We tend to be determined, and that also helps, okay? So, I'm sure that you will have exciting future careers. There are so many new areas of research where we're only just starting to have impact. Think back to when I was doing my PhD. People were still trying to find out what was inside a human cell. It wasn't that long ago, I'll tell you. And how it worked. We knew about DNA, but we really couldn't do much with it. And no one knew how to find a gene, really. And so fast forward 10 years or so, when I was starting my first research group on the genome campus in Cambridge. And that was at the time when they released the first draft of the human genome. It was an amazing, amazing time. Now, it changed the way we think about human biology. It changed the way we think about human disease. But it took them years, and it cost just over $3 billion to do that. Now we can sequence a human genome, many human genomes, in fact, overnight, and it will probably cost a few $100s. And that has opened the door for personalized medicine, stratified medicine, the right drug in the right patient at the right time. And the University of Liverpool is a world leader in that area. So it's also interesting for me to see that our omics facilities in Liverpool are infinitely better than we ever had when I was in Cambridge. There's such progress in technology. And also, I think I'm really proud that certain scientists in Liverpool are leading the way in a lot of important areas of research. During the pandemic, scientists from Liverpool played an important role in trying to combat that pandemic. And we've recently just launched a new Institute of Pandemic Studies here in Liverpool to build on that work. In addition, some of our scientists are making fantastic progress in the use of immunotherapy to treat cancer. And other scientists are using synthetic biology that's synthesizing new antibiotics, artificial antibiotics, to treat drug-resistant bacteria. So lots of really interesting stuff happening. It's hard to predict how new technologies, greater access to information, artificial intelligence, how these will change the way we do research in future going forward. And let's not forget that we can not only now read the human genome, we have the ability to edit and correct mutations. And how will that change our lives going forward? It's really a fantastic time to be a young researcher starting your career in research. A few final words of advice for you before you go out, continue your careers actually, because you probably already started. So always strive to work in areas that will make an impact. Ask the big questions. Never compromise your core values, your belief in your integrity and honesty. Always be willing to share your expertise and knowledge with colleagues and with the next generation of students. As I said before, never stop learning. You can always improve. I'm still improving, slowly, but I'm still improving, honestly. So just before we get to the main event, I'm going to give the students a chance to clap now. So I want you to show your appreciation, first of all, for your family and friends who've supported you throughout. So it's your turn. Okay. Okay, thank you. And now quickly, for the staff and teachers who supported you while you were here in Liverpool. Okay, thank you. Not too much, the one more money. All right. As a student here, you will have walked past the Victoria building a lot. That's the building in the centre with a big clock tower for the parents. On that building, there is a plaque, and the plaque reads, for the advancement of learning and ennoblement of life. So, I know that we have advanced your learning. So, it's over to you to go forward and ennoble life. So I know you've got the knowledge and the skills. So go out there and make life better for yourselves and for others. Okay? So I wish you all success. And please, remember us when you make your first billion. We really need a new teaching block. Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll now get to the main event and your graduation. Thank you. So I now invite Professor Mike Speed, who's Dean of the School of Life Sciences, to present graduates from the class of 2020.
Professor, it gives me tremendous pleasure to present to you the following graduates from the class of 2020. Maria Sakalopoulou. Sorry. Alessandra Isabella Ramiro Ramirez. Michaela Bonomo. Grace May Loxley. Leanne Miller. Anna Winifred Hopkins. Cassandra Louise Raby. Juliet Holly Hughes. Maria del Carmen Arista Rizola. Beth Louise Wilkinson. Rudy Grossman. Charlene List. Lana Susan Jago. Ujits Fazake Cash. Eugenia Romano. Catherine Annette Melling. Bethany Jane Harrahill. Alicia Morgan. Olivia Miriam Charlton. Rachel Ann Roberts. Catherine Oliver. Hadil Abdullah Saleh. Susanna Marianne Tasker. Martina Wadrzynska. Heather Turnbull. Ufuk Ersoy. Momita Ridhi Boyan. Karolina Irina Pyrizanskaya. Eleanor Daniels. Emily Elizabeth McGinn. Maria Catherine Robertson. Madeline Lucy Robbins. Olivia Bethan Nicholson. Yashline Soraya Barma. Thomas Thomas Utley, Madison Lily Higgins, Rachel Hiley, Megan Souness, Bethan Katie Timms, Megan Elizabeth Parker, Miriam Irene Rose Jones Evans, Erin May Melville, Daniel Reuben Lewis, Rihanna Hill, Lauren Kim Johnson, Abigail Humphreys, Tilly Rose Fox, Louise Patricia Underwood, Isabel Amber Thompson, Hannah Galloon, Joanna Jane Glanville, Katie Gristwood, Jessie McCarthy, Sarah McPherson, Emily Victoria Wells, Tom Marlowe, Harry Collier, Daniel Hughes, John Bueno, Jack Smith, Georgia Geneva Lily Kingsley, John Alexander Christie, Charlotte Marlowe, Thomas Samuel Windle, Catherine Ellen Lind Gill, Abigail Sandra Jean Brown, Sarah Jane Croft, Megan Georgia Davitt, Amy Adams, Victoria Burnett, Emily Howard Seal, Molly Lane, Sahifa Akhtar, Dominica Karch, Leah Wiley, Emily Louise Shimmons, Eleanor Sarah Rowe, Constanza Pregnolato, Sean Young, Jack James Saucer, Linos Half-Jones, Heather Louise Skinner, Georgina Gemma Panasuk, Joseph James McTiernan, short pause. While they come down, my utmost sincere apologies for those names I've mispronounced. Very heartfelt. Really sincere apology. Millie Benn. Evan Kembry Jones. Rachel Isabel Keller. Alice Emily Bailey. Alice Rose Hughes. Harriet Laflamme Williams. Charlotte Emily Moss. Finn McCartney. Jacob Wiles. Callum Hughes. Max Oliver Brain. Jasmine Elizabeth Newell. Nicole De Silva. Katie Buist. Anna Chadbund. Thomas Alexander Cochrane. Dominic Ward. Lewis Philippe Woodford. Megan Watson. Georgia Ellen Hackney. Lauren McClure. James Davidson. Callum Michael Pickrell. Daniel Hellard. James Merchant. Charlie Franks. Mina Camille Villacario. Lucy Elizabeth Brown. Antonia Healy. Molly Ann Arnold. Indra Tirawi. Abirami Cannon. Anika Nazia Ali. Matilda Bell Osborne. Elizabeth Catherine Owens Lattimore. Courtney Nicole Dugan. Neve Downing. Alexander Louis. Megan Atkins. Melissa Jane French. Kinga Skorek. Charlie Shaw. Veronica Golovina. Bernice Kaur. Siu Hoyen Park. Ka Kui Yan. Ying Tung Lao. Yixing Li. Yijing Wang. Thomas Rawcliffe. Keith Purcell. Michael James Haoging Chung. And Rumbidzi Catherine McCabe.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you very much. So, as I said, it's short and sweet, but I'm sure it's the start of a wonderful day. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. It is sunny outside. Thank God it wasn't yesterday. So, everyone, enjoy your day. Have a safe trip home. It's been fantastic to have you here in person with us. I now have to read some Latin. I don't know what it means, and I can't really read it. But anyway, formally, to close the ceremony, I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates closed. Salva sit Universitas Nostra, quo procantis consurgamus. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
And guests, please stand.
Graduates and guests, that is the end of this part of the day. So thank you all for coming. Please do make your way to the Mountford Hall for a well-deserved glass of fizz. It's almost 12 o'clock. It's acceptable on a graduation day. Congratulations again to our